Our next stop in this Gujarat trip is Rani Ki Vav. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and probably the only stepwell that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Rani Ki Vav's mind-boggling architecture is the story of goosebumps. It's an 11th century stepwell cum water reservoir that is located in the town of Patan in Gujarat. It has rich carvings all over. The stepwell is 7 stories deep and resembles an inverted temple.
This is Rani Ki Bhav, so well belonging to the Rani. So this well was built by Queen Yudajit of the Chalukya dynasty in memory of her husband Bhimdev. This stepwell was built so as to serve people, and by people we mean pilgrims and travelers. It was traditionally considered to be a very pious and holy activity, and the queen, she built it in memory of her husband. So it was considered that if one is serving water, then one is doing a good deed. So she wanted good deeds for her late husband. So she had built this stepwell.
And this is one of the most beautiful stepwells we've ever seen in our life. There are a lot of stepwells in Rajasthan too, but this is breathtakingly beautiful. And what a photo op! Our cameras are just not stopping. So we are like clicking away every part, every pillar, every stone, every carving is breathtakingly beautiful. We don't have words to describe this. Breathtaking is the only word that is coming to my mind because this has actually taken my breath away. Rani Ki Vav, the stepwell, was built before 11th century and it was covered under a lot of mud and flood, and then it was excavated later. Hence, it is very well preserved. We've rarely seen a heritage site so well preserved, and this is like more than 1,000 years old.
The well has crisscross steps leading from one level to another. Each level has a corridor that is held up with decorated pillars. The heavily decorated mausoleum has carvings of Hindu gods, Gandharvas and Apsaras, animals, flowers, geometric patterns, and so on. The little niches have lattice work in stone. In the year 2018, a series of 100 rupee notes featured Rani Ki Vav. The stepwell is surrounded by well-manicured, lush green lawns, and one can spend some decent, peaceful time here. We visited the Patola Museum at Patola House in Patan after Rani Ki Vav. Patan in Gujarat is famous for being the source of the world-famous Patan Patola Ikkat weave.
Ikkat is a popular weave in India these days, and it was brought to India from Indonesia through Orissa, and then after that it spread in that region in probably 7th, 8th, 9th century. Patan in Gujarat does ikkat in a little different manner. Ikkat is a tough craft, every little bit of the thread is actually dyed based on the design first, and after that it's woven. So before the fabric is woven, the whole design is formed. This weave normally has a warp and a weft. So one thread goes up, one thread goes on the side. In case of Patan Patola, it's a double-ikkat weave. In that case, what happens is the thread on the warp and the thread on the weft, I think it's called Tana and Bana in Hindi, both these threads are actually dyed individually in segments based on the design, and then the sari is woven. So it's a double weave, so it's a stronger design, it's a stronger fabric. No wonder it's a very prized possession. The price of a sari goes into like lakhs, so that's right, probably about more than $1,500, and but then it's an heirloom. So if somebody has one that's passed from one generation to another, because they use natural color, the color doesn't fade, the design is never out of fashion, and the sari rarely tears. So yeah, we are just so fortunate that during the course of our Gujarat Tourism tour, we finally visited Patola. I've seen Patola, one or two very old pieces at home, but it's finally good to be able to see the source.
During our trip to Gujarat, we stopped at Patola House for like 15-20 minutes, and we wanted to have a look at how they make these Patola saris. And this is like a museum. Along with the museum, they have a loom here, and one is allowed to click in the loom part. There's somebody from the family who still make these saris. So the gentleman explained the strenuous process of making a Patola sari.
First they weave the fabric, only plain fabric, and then they get printed on it to give design, which is only one side.
The museum part has the several awards this family has received for making these Patola saris, and along with that there are some patterns and samples of this Patola weave that they have here. Behind me, this wall, even the wall has these Patola patterns. Patola pattern stone carvings are on the sunshades on the wall everywhere. Incidentally, both of us are wearing another variety of ikkat today. I'm wearing an ikkat shirt. Vedubhrata is wearing an ikkat kurta.
But then these are single weave ikkats from Andhra Pradesh.
Yes. And my connection with ikkat is like very related to our travels. We bought these fabrics during our trip to Vijayawada and then got it stitched here, and I'm getting a lot of compliments on this ikkat shirt today.
Along with both of us, our co-traveler Meenakshi was also spotted wearing an ikkat today. Well, birds of a feather flock together.
So this was also quite a colorful addition to our itinerary of the day.
If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe to Delhi Fun-Dos on YouTube, and please press the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. Thank you.